Right there everybody, welcome back to the channel. So first and foremost, before I go any further, I just wanted to say a massive thank you to everybody that has donated to the GoFundMe for the Liverpool youth player that I mentioned in my last video. We exceeded that goal, so absolutely smashed it, so it's all down to you. Thank you so much. I know his parents are very, very much appreciated for everyone's generous donations. So yeah guys, we did it. Thank you all. Obviously we showed that you'll never walk alone is not just a phrase, it's a way of life. And you know, I think the last update I saw earlier, I think he's playing Real Madrid either today or tomorrow. So yeah, smashed it guys. So back to the video. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different, because we've seen a lot of stuff in the media that Liverpool have been linked with all these different midfielders, right? And I thought, because it looks a little bit unlikely at the current moment that FSG are going anywhere and we're not going to get much as in transfer fees, I'd thought I'd have a look at the free transfer market, because we all kind of know that Liverpool need a lot of work in the midfield and in other parts of the team as well. So I've had a look at the free transfer market, who's becoming available, who could Liverpool potentially get. I've took out some of the big names like Lionel Messi, Milan Skriniar. I've took them out because I think Skriniar's going to go to PSG and I think Messi's going to stay at PSG. So I've took them off, obviously. But I think it's good to cover a few of the bases. So I've got a central defender that Liverpool could sign in a free transfer, with a lot of question marks over Joe Gomez, Matip. You know, we need another centre-back coming in. Midfielders, I've got a few midfielders in here that I think would do a decent job at Liverpool, if not excel at Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp. And I've also thrown in a attacker as well, just because I feel like we might need another one, depending on if FSG forces into selling Mo Salah to sign Jude Bellingham, and obviously we're losing Bobby Firmino. So let's start off with the centre-backs, shall we? I have gone for Evan Ndicka, who currently plays for Frankfurt. He's not the only Frankfurt player that I've got on here. It says here that he's got a citizenship with Cameroon and France. He's a left-footed centre-back. He went to Frankfurt for $5.5 million. Now, the most important thing here is, for his appearances this season, he's made 24. He's been available for 96% of all game time that Frankfurt have played this season, which is something that we need. We need a player like this to partner Virgil van Dijk. So he's got the availability there to be a mainstay in the squad. He's got 1 goal and 4 yellow cards in the Bundesliga. If you move over to the Champions League, he's been in every single game as well. So, you know, you take the, what was it for Bundesliga, 24 plus the 8 onto that. That's 32 games he's played this season. He's played 100% of the minutes as well. And then he's also done, you know, a couple of appearances in the German Cups as well. But obviously, you know, players get rested there. But still, to have played 32 games this season, he doesn't seem to have an injury record at all. He's available for a free transfer. His highest market value last year was £32 million. So we could be getting a very, very good mid-defender here. He's only aged 23 as well, guys. So he's got a lot of time on him. This is someone I would keep my eye on if I was Liverpool, and I'm sure they are keeping an eye on him. He is someone that could come in and potentially partner Virgil van Dijk and Konate going forward. You know, he's within the same age profile as Konate. He's left-footed, so you could have Konate on the right, this guy on the left. It just seems to make a lot of sense to me here. Also, on his main position thing here, it does say he plays both sides at centre-back, but he's also got like a little bit of a covering position at left back as well, if needs be, because, you know, we've had the rumours out there that Shimikas could be moved on to make money for us to be able to buy players. But, you know, let's wait and see what happens there. But, you know, Klopp likes his versatile defenders and his versatile players in general, and this guy ticks all these boxes. Evan Ndicka is someone I would keep an eye on for Liverpool this summer. Now, next one is another Frankfurt player, and it is, I'm going to butcher this name, Dachi Kamada. He is a midfielder. He can play as an attacking midfielder, a central midfielder, or as a second striker. So very much in the mould of, I'd say, a Mason Mount, potentially. He's 26 years of age, so he's a little bit on the older side, but he's coming into his prime. He's right-footed. He is got outfitted as well by Nike, it says here as well. His valuation in November last year was 30 million, so, you know, it's the new 20 million player in it is 30 million. Let's get to his stats then. So his minutes are not actually that good compared to Ndicka, by the way. So he's made 23 appearances this season. He's scored 7 goals, 5 assists in the Bundesliga. He's started 76% of their games and completed 74% of the minutes of his played. He's got 26% in goal participation though for Frankfurt this season, so that's basically just over a quarter of their goals he's involved in. Let's go over to Champions League. He's played every single game. He's got 3 goals, 1 yellow card. He's completed 97% of the minutes, and he's got nearly 50% of the goal participation in the Champions League. So this guy is actually balling right now with Frankfurt by the looks of this, and is available for a free transfer. Again, this is a name I have seen linked with Liverpool, and he seems to have like that high pressing energy that Mason Mount would bring. He could play the same positions as Mason Mount could bring. So is this the guy that Liverpool could potentially be looking at if we cannot get Mason Mount over the line? It says here on the right hand side, interested clubs possibility is Borussia Dortmund. So he could also be the Jude Bellingham replacement for Dortmund if he was to leave this summer. Moving on to another midfielder here that has been linked with Liverpool over the years is Houssam Aouar. Now, he has been linked with Liverpool for a long time now, if I'm not wrong. Probably about 3 years. He's 24 years of age. His stats this year for minutes don't look very good, guys. This guy could potentially be an injury-prone player looking at these minutes. He's only started 21% of the games in League 1 this season, and he's only completed 18% of the minutes as well that he's played, for a full 90. That doesn't bode very well. 11 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 yellow cards. Yeah, this guy doesn't really pack anything right here, does he? He's made 1 appearance as well in the Cup, and he only completed 4% of the minutes, and he didn't even start that game. He's only got a 5% goal participation as well. The thing here that looks a little bit funny though, that's quite interesting, is he is linked with Frankfurt. So maybe this guy's going to be the Kamada replacement over there when he moves on. Judging by his minutes here, this guy doesn't seem to be the player that potentially he could have been. When Liverpool were first initially linked with him, I would potentially be wide of the mark on this guy right now. I probably would pick Kamada over him if I had to pick between the two. Next player for midfield, I have got here Adrien Rabiot. Currently plays for Juve. He's played 23 times in Serie A this season, completing 80% of the minutes and starting 81% of the games for Juventus. He's got 7 goals, 3 assists and 5 yellow cards. It says here that he plays mostly an essential midfield role and a defensive midfielder, but he can also play out on the left wing. He is left-footed, so it could potentially be good to come in and be like the Harvey Elliott upgrade in midfield, because I think that Harvey Elliott may potentially move and be the Mo Salah backup in the new season, all being well. So he could be the player that comes and plays on the right hand side, of the midfield where Elliott's been playing. But the only thing about this guy is he's 27 years of age, but he comes with a bit of a bad reputation, doesn't he, of like being a bit of a nuisance in the changing room and hard to work with. And I think even though he's a free transfer, I do think he would ask for a lot of money for a base wage, and I don't know. I'm only mentioning this guy because I've seen him come out lately with the comments saying that, Steven Gerrard was a hero and everything, but I do think there'd be a lot of work on this guy to actually get him to come to Liverpool if he doesn't cut down on his wages. And I don't think he's the kind of personality that Jurgen Klopp would be attracted to. But he's on the list, so let's keep it going, guys. The last one for the midfielders I have got here is the big one that a lot of people are talking about, is Yuri Tielemans. Now, he's made 23 appearances in the Premier League this season. He's got 3 goals and 1 assist and 3 yellow cards. He started 70% of Leicester's games this season, the starting 11, but he's only completed 70% of those minutes. He's got an 11% goal participation. He is sponsored by Nike. And he's 25 years of age. 25 years? I thought he was a bit younger than that, to be fair. I remember hearing about Tielemans when he was at Anderlecht and he was still like 18, so bloody hell, time's gone fast, hasn't it? It says here that his highest market value ever was in 2019, and it was 55 million. And his current market value will be 30, so he's took a bit of a decline there, hasn't he, over the years? He can play. He's very versatile compared according to this. He can play central mid, defensive mid, attacking mid. I know a lot of Liverpool fans have put their name on this guy, saying that he could be the one that comes in like a. When we sold Genie Wijnaldum, this was someone that we were linked with and said he could be the Genie replacement. The fact he's been at Leicester for so long makes me think that there's something not quite right with this kid. And he's now on a free transfer, so he's been available to be able to speak to foreign clubs since January, and nobody snapped him up. You know, if you look on the right hand side, there's nothing there to say which clubs he's been linked with like there has been with the other ones. I have a personal funny feeling that he's going to go to Dortmund if Bellingham leaves, or he could potentially go to Arsenal because they've been after him for a bit now, haven't they as well? But, yeah. If he could find the form that he's had before, I'd take you. It might be worth a punt, guys. It might be worth a punt. Like if we were to sign Mount, Bellingham, maybe Tillemans coming in as a punt, being a substitute, it could, it might be worth it. But I do think we need a more defensive Mascherano type of midfielder to come in as well, and I just don't think he's got that in him. So out of the midfielders that I've listed there to come in, the one I probably would go for would be Kamada. Out of them all, he just seems to be more of a Jurgen Klopp type player. I'd definitely take Ndicka. But now moving on to the striker who we could get as a free transfer this summer is Marcus Thuram. Now, we've been heavily linked with his brother who plays for Nice, and he plays a defensive midfielder type role. So Marcus this season has started 88% of God of his club's games. I can't even find what he plays for. Borussia Mönchengladbach. Sorry, so I said that beforehand. He's got 12 goals. 3 assists and 3 yellow cards in the Bundesliga, so not too bad to be fair. 38% goal participation. He started 88% of their games in the starting 11 and completed 89% of a full 90 minutes over the course of the season. And in the German Cup, he's made 2 appearances, 3 goals and 1 assist, and he's completed all them games. So he does seem to have a sort of reliability in terms of injuries. He's 25 years of age. Who's he being linked with? It doesn't say anyone again for this guy here. His current market value is 32 million and his highest was 40, so it's come down a little bit, but obviously he's a free transfer. This is the type of guy I think Liverpool could look at as a free transfer, as a replacement for Bobby Firmino, because I'm not saying he plays a similar position at all whatsoever, but he covers all 3 positions. Like on here, his main role is a centre forward, but he can play on the left, he can play on the right. He is mainly right-footed, and I do think we've got a lot of right-footed players in our team. We could do with another left-footed, which is why I mentioned previously that Elliott could be the one to come in as a bit of a backup to Mo Salah and give Salah a bit of a rest. It looks like it's going to be Gakpo that plays mainly through the middle with Darwin. Diaz and Jota on the left. Do we need another attacker when you look at it like that? Or are we going to sell some of these attackers to fund the Jude Bellingham move? I'd say obviously Darwin and Gakpo are safe. But I do think the club would potentially take a decent offer for Jota. Potentially even Diaz maybe, just due to the injuries. I'm not saying I would take them, but you got to think of people that we can sell in our club that are going to bring in a decent fee to help us fund the Jude Bellingham situation if FSG stick to what they've been doing ever since they took over the club, which is the Moneyball stuff. You can't only spend what you earn. So we're going to have to generate money somewhere. Is it going to be Salah? Is it going to be whoever? So, yeah. I would potentially take a punt on Marcus Thuram as a free transfer and then save the money we've got to bring in someone like a Bellingham, a Mason Mount, and just spend the money in the midfield. But obviously I've named the other midfielders just in case. We don't know what's going to happen, guys, with the ownership, do we? Really don't. So anyway, guys, that's everything I wanted to cover off in these free transfers that Liverpool could potentially sign this summer. Which ones would you take out of these? Is there any I've missed off? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next one.